Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. Got a little angry last week. Yep, let's talk about that. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by all of you Patriots. Thumbs up are fantastic, so thanks for that as well. Brand new one, a laser pew-pew gun. Link is down below. Again, thank you to all of you guys. Comments down below were a lot of fun, and I really had a good time with last Wednesday's episode. I want to talk to you a little bit about that, how I got to that place, and tell you what happened over the weekend. So it's Sunday evening already. The sun's almost down outside, and so by the time I get this to y'all on the East Coast, it's already going to be dark and nighttime. Want to check in with you and tell you what's been going on, and a little bit about how last week came about and where we're going to go from here. Spent this weekend at the Epic Shoot. Had an absolute blast down in Georgia. Those events are really, really important. Somebody on Instagram yesterday on my feed said it's just a bunch of shills finding out what products to push. No, not remotely. That's not remotely what it was. A lot of us got together and we talked, folks from the industry. We talked a lot. Now, we did get to shoot machine guns and blow a lot of ammo, and that was fun as well, but I hung out with Mr. Guns. I'm name-dropping time, but I want you to know that it's people that are connected and that do this for a living. They pay their mortgages and feed their children staying plugged in, like Mr. Guns and Gear. Hung out with We Like Shooting Sean and Mr. and Mrs. Skinny Medic. And had some fun with Jared from Guns and Gadgets. He's a good brother. We went out for waffles. And so talking to these guys like Tim and Military Arms Tim and VSO Curtis, Brandon Herrera, I'm leaving people out here, but also Warrior Poet Society, Evan and that team. Talking to these folks and then plus a lot more, here's my takeaway. People are worried. They're worried about the industry. They're worried about where we're going to be going from here. They're worried about the political climate. They're worried about us being silenced. On multiple fronts, we are being silenced. We have been for years, but now more than ever, it's a time to fight. And I think that makes me more, I think the word is, I think steeled is the right word, just solidified in this fight and what we're doing and staying plugged in. I'm going to say this, people are worried, and a lot of folks that do this, again, for a living, they don't have any reservations to say, yeah, a child sniffer is about to be in the Oval Office. This entire fight that's going on right now is going to be fruitless. It is a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud, and that's just where we're at. So who knows what's coming down the road, but we do know it's a scary, scary time. It's hard to get products. It's hard to get freedom seeds. It's hard to get everything. So I had a great time. Did get to shoot some fun stuff, but also really, really came away from that more, I think I used the word solidified a minute ago, just more solidified that this is the right path, that we need to stay connected and stay plugged in. So last Wednesday, I got fired up a little bit, and that's how I am in day-to-day life a lot of times when I talk about certain subjects. I have gotten a lot of feedback over the years on this channel saying, hey, Johnny, you're a little bit too in the middle. Well, on a lot of subjects, I am. I talked to Military Arms Tim the other day for an hour and a half about Bigfoot and aliens. Yeah, I'm going to be in the middle on that one. Like, we can talk about it, but I'm not going to go so far in one direction that I get lost from logic and move so far into emotion or blind belief in anything. I can always stay close to logic and just say, hey, let's talk and have a rational conversation, but it's still a lot of fun. A lot of folks have seen some unexplained stuff. Let's talk about it. A lot of folks have been in the woods and they see rocks being chunked into their campsites. Let's talk about that. It's been happening for decades. Let's talk about it. It's a lot of fun, but I'm not so far down one pathway. That's just kind of who I am. In any subject, I'm kind of in the middle a lot of times. But there are other areas where I will not give an inch. Last week's video on Wednesday, and I'm going to ask y'all a favor here. On Wednesday, I got fired up and I kind of just opened the books and told y'all where I was, and people were a little bit surprised. Now, YouTube was shut down for several hours worldwide on Wednesday night. Several of y'all emailed in and said, hey, Johnny, you broke YouTube. I didn't do it myself, but it did end up, that happened about 8 minutes after I released that video, and so it got hung up big time in the algorithm. So here's an ask from me to y'all. I've asked y'all this, I think about a year ago on another video. If you don't mind sharing that one, I'll put a link in one of these corners here to that video. If you don't mind just sharing it to your friends, a lot of y'all mentioned, hey, that message needs to be out there. So because it got hung up, I think it does need to be out there. At least I hope so. I humbly say, if you don't mind sharing it, that'd be a help. And I think it's one that does need to be out there. So I wrote just a couple notes here, and I think for me, the big 3 words is my takeaway is not 1 inch. Pick your battles, but in certain battles, not 1 inch. Somebody hollered at me this week and said, Johnny, the entire thing about bump stocks, let it go. No, I won't. I never will. And I mentioned that in the Wednesday video as well. Not 1 inch on that one. No, not happening. Like anything, there's 20,000 laws on the books that's against us and our freedoms. 20,000. All of those need to be repealed. Every last one. People have said, hey, Johnny, would you continue to be that honest? Yeah, probably. Like, if we're going to have these battles that I think are coming because we have a child sniffer going in possibly, maybe, probably into the Oval Office, yeah, we're going to have to talk a little more open. I think the days of $3.99 Rudy Tooty point and shooties are over, and we're moving into a time of battle. I'm not doom and gloom. I'm not back to the middle. I'm not doom and gloom. I'm not, oh, slippery slope that all the world and the sky's falling, the world is over. No, little orphan Annie said the sun's going to come out tomorrow, and I do believe that. It may not be rosy. We're still going to fight, and I think we are going to have to be open and honest about where we are as a people, where we are as different states, and where we are as these United States. So stay with me. Good days ahead, and we're going to have a good week. We're going to have a lot of fun this week on this channel, so stay with me. I'm going to be producing as much content as possible as I can. So settle that to say this. We got a fight ahead of us, and I'm glad to be in this fight with all of y'all.
12 seconds later.
Okay, I got it. I left it sitting over there. To anyone that's against us or our way of life, our freedoms, and our rights as citizens of these United States, yeah, our God-given rights, anyone that is against us, surrounded by a pile of hot brass from my cold, dead hands. Have a good week, y'all. Bye.